Your perfect world has been set. Your perfect world has been set. And this is your world. It's been set. Your perfect world has been set.
Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Get down 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 low. 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 Everybody jump up. Jump up. Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Everybody get down low. Everybody get down low. Low. Get down 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 low. 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 Everybody jump up. Jump up.
is this place?
I am not sure. I am accessing a full topographic map of Ateria, and this location is not registered.
I'd love to explore, but our cells need recharging. We need to get back to the ship. Look at this wasteland where humanity once lived and loved.
Your models have been programmed with an approximation of human love. Mine were not. Therefore, I do not understand.
That is unfortunate.
Ain't okay, I got no way to switch back. Everybody do it on the very rack. And it's about a time you put them on their back. We not, and you don't be taking up the slack. Like done and said, right away, the way to switch back. Fucking you with the razor blade. Talking about them, what you said. Giving you a whip from the man. In the cell, well, I was on a friend. Switch back. Switch back. Wait. How can it be too late? 'Cause I don't want to play with such a price to pay. Shame, do what I can't reclaim. I'll never be the same. Won't be the same again. And the way to, it's too late to look back. Ain't okay, I got no way to switch back. The way to, it's too late to look back. Ain't okay, I got no way to switch back. I got no way to switch back. It's too late to look back. Too late to look back. Okay, I got no way to switch back.
And if you step into his world with his mind, you will see it quickly change into a beautiful, exciting world of fantasy. exciting
Welcome to Wilderness Wars. Woo! Can we clap with the mic? Hey, all right. Welcome to Old School's first ever time experiencing this brand new event, Wilderness Wars. We have $15,000 to give away, 5 of our favorite local streamers competing with armies of their own. We'll get into the technical details very shortly, but first and foremost, introductions are necessary. So, I'll be your host. I'm Maud Archie. Joined with me is my co-host, Maud Sween.
Hello.
And our 2 beautiful casters, Skidler and Ian.
Very charming, Chris. Thank you. Good to be here back alongside Ian again.
Yeah, welcome back. You weren't here obviously for the last event, the demo mode. I know for the PvP Championship, you weren't there. You were in Florida on holiday, weren't you? But now you're back again. So really looking forward to seeing where this one goes today.
It's going to be good.
All right. So first thing, I guess we're going to get through the formatting of this tournament. What exactly is going on? Wilderness Wars is brand new to not only us, but also the viewers. So what are you about to watch? Essentially, we have 5 of our favorite streamers playing on stage, and they all command armies. 49 people in each team, 250 people playing in total. These streamers are called generals. They're extremely strong. They're basically like bosses. They can run through and stomp through the swarms of players, but if they're taken down, their entire team is knocked out. The last general standing walks away with a lot of money. In addition, the players who manage to kill a general, that is players who receive a kill message for killing a general, will get 2.5 grand. Not bad. So if you're a good player killer, you could walk away very rich, and if you're a good streamer, I guess, you could walk away very rich. It's up to these guys to do whatever they please in this tournament. There aren't really any rules, so we'll have to see what strategies they've come up with. And in just a minute here, we're going to send you guys off to interview these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting event to say the least. Obviously, alongside the generals, we actually, like you compare them to bosses. We do actually have bosses in the wilderness as well. So, alongside the regular wilderness bosses that we have, Venanatis, Callisto, etc., we have 2 extremely buffed bosses. One Venanatis and one Callisto. These are extremely powerful, and if you kill them, you're going to be granted with a buff. That's going to be an offensive buff, weaponry. One's going to be a defensive buff, which is going to be armor.
And of course, if you manage to kill a team that has received these buffs, you'll get them yourself. So, yeah, these monsters are extremely strong. I would not be surprised if we see a general, like Sick Nerd, dying to one of the bosses.
That wouldn't be a surprise, would it?
All right, so let's actually throw up the map. We can see their spawn locations. We can see where these guys are spawning, and maybe develop a bit of a prediction here for some of their strategies. So, here we are. We can see flying in here any second now, the 5 generals. There we have it, Sick Nerd all the way at the left, Torvesta at the top, Bodhi to the right, Night Nader at the bottom, and MMORPG at the bottom right. The final area... Sorry, do you want to just point out the final area and where they're going?
Is that in the ruins, Karalanga? Graveyard of Shadows?
It's the Graveyard of Shadows, that's right.
Yep, so level 20 wilderness right in the middle. Just looking at that map straight away, I think if I was putting money on anyone, Adam right now, he's starting in between 2 of the bosses, in between Callisto and in between Venanatis as well. Obviously, bosses are kind of in between everybody, so there's a chance that everyone goes for them first. It'll be interesting to see which strategies they take. A lot of these guys being, from PvP backgrounds and doing a lot of PK before with clans, so they're all very experienced.
I've got to say, I feel sorry for Curtis because he's quite hidden behind the Chaos Temple. He has to go a long way around to get to the boss, or he could choose to rush Night Nader or Bodhi. So what he does is going to be quite interesting to see.
But in the same sense, if MMORPG, Curtis, if he ends up waiting for maybe Bodhi to go into the boss, he can catch him halfway through. If Bodhi deals 80% of the damage to the boss, but then Curtis's team comes in, gives them the clean sweep, kills them all, Curtis's team can finish off the boss and get those loot.
Yeah, and obviously depending on Curtis's strategy here, that could very well happen. Adam wasn't secretive about what he was going to do this tournament at all. He's made it well clear that his initial strategy from the get-go is going to be to rush down south, try and take out Curtis as quick as he can because he feels as though he's a weaker opponent. Although, speaking to Adam just prior to the event, he has decided to change up that strategy. I'm not too sure if that decision's based off of Curtis's trick up his sleeve that he's got. He's got a little bit under the radar. But yeah, that could very well happen because I think Adam does plan to go for that boss straight off the bat.
Well, we'll get into predictions very shortly here, but let's actually send you guys off to do your interviews with the 5 players on stage while myself and Maud Sween talk a little bit more about what Wilderness Wars is. So, essentially, what happened with Wilderness Wars? We knew we wanted to be at Insomnia. We knew we wanted to give away some money and involve some of our favorite streamers and make them compete. It was originally a very friendly tournament, just friends going at it, really, for a quick buck.
Yeah.
But now it's become very competitive.
So pretty much when I started as CM, I was told, cool, we've got some free tournaments coming up. We haven't really planned out what they are. So this was really off the bat. We went with the flow. Like, what if we give these guys great power, let them lead an army? Initially, it was going to be like an army of like 200. We thought, no, that's probably a bit too much. We'll tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, and they're not just going with their friends. Originally, I thought, hey, you can invite 49 of your fans or your friends, but they've actually been kind of smart, and they've gone to some of the best PKers in the game. We have some of the biggest teams, many of which we just saw participating in the PvP Championship, making a big name for themselves.
I was going to say, I think the PvP Championship was the biggest part of it. I think the only reason there are so many clans representing is because of the spotlight we shone on them.
Yeah, without a doubt. The team that ends up winning here, or the general that ends up winning, is largely going to have to credit their team. So I think if Sick Nerd wins and he's playing with Rot, you know, it's going to look great for Rot, of course. I think Bodhi's playing with Fools. We'll let those guys get into those details, but yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to actually the listen-ins. I'm really hyped for.
Yeah, I mean, the standout one from the PvP Championship was obviously Cutthroat. They're participating in the game, so it'd be cool to listen in, see how they're doing. Is Night Nighter going to call? Are they going to call? It'll be interesting. One quick question. If your team won, let's say you were competing, would you split your $5,000 with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Probably. We'll have to see what the streamers want to do with the money that they end up winning, or the one streamer, I should say, as one streamer will walk away at least $5,000 richer, potentially more. If a player does the most damage to a general, but that player dies before the general dies, nobody gets that kill message, which means that $2,500 would be wasted. So instead, we're taking that and we're tacking it on to the end prize, which will be given to the general on stage. So the last general on stage could walk away with $7,500, $10,000. Like, they could walk away with a lot of money.
Yeah, like, I guess worst case scenario. I mean, I'm hesitant to use that phrase, but one person on stage could walk away with the entire prize pool, and everybody else competing walks away with nothing.
I mean, that would be absolutely incredible. But it looks like we're ready for the interviews, so we're going to throw things over to our casters, Skidler and Ian, to interview our 5 generals.
So here, Torvesta, how are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Sorry, the mic was not close enough to your mouth. Obviously, very prevalent PKer, extremely popular for your PvP content on YouTube. How do you think you're going to fare today?
Feeling pretty confident. Yeah.
Have you brought your sister with you today for moral support?
Unfortunately, not.
Best of luck, Squire.
So tell me about your team. Like, how did you organize these 50 people you've given invites to? Are they friends? Are they clans? Where did that come about? What's your strategy?
Not going to reveal the strategy. Basically, Sick Nerd's going to die. And, yeah, we've got a few clans with us. Not going to reveal, though. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good luck, Alex. And
good luck,
Alex.
Alex.
You did. Hello, Adam. Hello, Bud. Concentrating already, are you?
Yes.
Oh, really? Do you want to talk to us about your strategies then, and your team in general, and what you're planning on doing today? Earlier you said you were going for, was it Curtis straight off the bat, or has that changed now?
Well, we just found out now that they've changed the boss location, because we had like the whole map worked out what everyone was going to do, and then we worked out what people are going to do and how long it's going to take people to get from like A to B. They've moved the boss, which is closer to us, much more further south, so now it's much closer to Curtis. So now that plan that we were initially going to do, we were tempted to do it, but then the boss was more there, so we didn't know if we should go to the boss first or hit Curtis first. But now we have a feeling if we go for the boss, we're going to get hit by Curtis. If we hit Curtis, then the boss can get taken by someone else, but then we're risking another team, which is Torvesta, coming from the north, and then that can sandwich us between 2 different teams, which is going to probably us just going out straight away, so we have to be more careful on that.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to think about, obviously.
So coming off of a disappointing loss that you had 2 weeks ago at the PvP Championship, the 1v1, you lost versus OA Immortality. Extremely unlucky, may I add. You had massive amounts of food in comparison and just weren't getting the RNG. Do you feel this is a chance for redemption and proving yourself today?
It's like I've competed in quite a lot of the tournaments now that Jagex have hosted. I've never actually managed to win one that has like the cash prize, so I'd really like to try and get my name stamped on at least one of those wins at some point. In the next, I don't know how many more tournaments, but whenever I get that first win, will be awesome. So yeah, we're really going to go for it.
Excellent. Best of luck.
Yeah, good luck, Adam.
Thank you.
Should we speak to Adam first?
Sick Nerd. Hello.
Oh, you're right. What do you want?
Everyone's got their headsets on. They're completely in the zone already. They don't even know that we're coming up to interview them.
What's up?
Yeah, not much, man. How you doing? You excited?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm with Lit right now, so I'm really looking forward to taking the 15K. It's going to be good.
So you're with Lit? Is that true? Because I've heard sources that actually you've been telling everyone that you weren't going to go with Rot, but actually you've kind of brokered a deal with them. Do you want to talk more about that, or are you going to keep lying to everyone here today?
I'm rolling with Lit this time. I'm hoping to actually let them win 15k for once. So, yeah.
Okay, then, well, good luck with that strategy.
And Adam, how do you feel going into this? How do you feel your fans have supported you? Do you feel that they're confident in your ability to win today, or?
Oh, I'm going to let them all down. I'm probably going to die first, and it's going to be great. But, I mean, I'm with Lit. I mean, they're a pretty decent clan. They're not the best, but, you know, they're okay.
Okay, then, well, good luck with Lit.
Good luck, Adam. How you doing, Curtis? A pleasure as always.
I'm doing very well, thank you, Ellie.
So, obviously, your strategy for the day, you've sought out some really popular content creators. You've gone with Spark Mac, Robert, C Engineer.
A lot of video makers in, a lot of streamers as well, just to build up the team, just so they can make some content out of it as well.
But you do have a trick up your sleeve. You do have a little ace in the books.
I do have a hidden clan. Nobody knows who it is, but they're about to find out the hard way.
Do you think that you're going to fare well today? Do you think you're one of the weaker opponents? Speaking to everyone else here today, particularly Adam, his initial plan was to rush you first and foremost because he thinks that you're weaker. He doesn't know this trick that you've got. He doesn't know what clan that you're with. Do you feel like if he were to rush you, do you think you could take the upper hand and take him out?
I feel like we will be the underdogs of this tournament and we will bring something out of it, so I'm looking forward to it.
In terms of strategies, do you want to talk to us about any of like that, or do you want to keep it to yourself and leave it as a surprise?
You will find out very, very quickly our strategies, so then have a look at that.
All right, then, well, good luck.
Best of luck, Curtis. And last but certainly not least, we're here with Nightinator. How are you doing, Night? We're aware this is your first time in the wilderness, isn't it?
Wait, what's the wilderness?
Good one. How do you feel going into this? You're with some really, really good clans. You're with DI. You're with Cutthroat. They're really, really prevalent clans, well known, especially Cutthroat for their multi ability. How do you feel you're going to do?
Well, I'm a little bit panicked right now because all my settings were not working just then. Lots of audio issues, but with the clans that I'm with, they are so professional and they are so incredibly good at what they do. We've worked together. We've done a lot of practice. There's been a lot of strategy gone into it. Like we've had like daily scheduled meetups and things going through this stuff, and they are phenomenal. They mesh well together, and I couldn't be happier to be with them.
Sounds excellent. I wish you the best of luck.
In terms of the bosses and the she's straight into the game. She's really ready for this. All right, good luck, Nightinator. Let's go.
Denied.
Too excited, clearly.
All right, well, we're actually going to thank you guys for your interviews, and we're going to send you right over to your casting station.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys want to get up and head over, we'll leave myself and Mod Sween to kind of intro this series a bit more. Go ahead, guys, go ahead.
I still can't believe how savage that power was from 1980, mate. Like, just
I know, right?
try and get over it.
Those are the
Try and
greatest
get over
interviews
it.
I've ever seen. I'm so glad that I didn't do those. Anyways, really looking forward to seeing these guys cast this. Both of these guys are very experienced in PvP, particularly Deadman. They've obviously shoutcasted for us on many occasions with Deadman, and I think this will be a little bit similar to the Deadman Final Hour. What do you think about the comparisons between this and the Deadman Final Hour?
So I've had a lot of people say they're concerned with the size of the final area. So that's the first thing I want to address, like in terms of comparison to Deadman. With Deadman, we see way more competitors. This is much smaller, like 250 people in the game at once. We've got 2 bosses. We encourage them to fight prior. We do have fog under the final area, of course, but I don't see it being similar. Lots of people DM me instantly saying, reconsider the final area, make it bigger. I'm quite cool with our choice.
Yeah, I mean, the reason here is what we can't allow is for this to go on indefinitely, or at least for like 6 hours. We need to push them together with the fog to force them to fight. With the last Deadman tournament, we saw a smaller final area, which did force people to fight, and it was fantastic. However, it was perhaps a little bit too small. But remember, going into Deadman, we take the top 2,000 players. This is just 250. And many of these players will die on the way to the final area, whether it's to the bosses, as we've said, the bosses are extremely strong, or they accidentally run into another team without being aware. What we could see is what you might not expect. You might not expect it, but all 5 teams could run and rush the final area if they wanted to, or a couple of them could make a nice loop around for a flank and sneak up behind somebody and just demolish them.
Speaking of the teams, I'm really curious who Curtis has got. Like, what clan is that? So you said a very old, prevalent PKing clan. I'm thinking, maybe VR, maybe Divine Forces, who we saw in the PvP Championship. I'm really not sure, because everybody else seems to be spoken for. Maybe a big clan is kind of like slipping my mind, and I'm doing them an injustice, but I have no idea who he's got.
It's very smart of him, actually. He's the only one who hasn't exposed his strategy. Everybody else has said who they're with, and if you know these clans, you can study how they play. With him not telling anybody who he has, I personally wouldn't want to rush him, because I don't know who they are. I don't know how they play. I'd say, definitely don't want to fight that guy. But I know Torvesta, for example, looking a little weaker. I don't know. I'd maybe rush Torvesta. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Especially as well, consider most clans have a lot of beef. So by announcing who he has, maybe someone has a lot of beef with that clan, he would be target number one.
Yeah, without a doubt. And actually, mentioning beef in Torvesta, Sick Nerd just killed Torvesta. Did you see that in a 1v1?
I didn't see that, man. How long ago was that?
Not long ago, like a week or two.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a rivalry going on right there. And I saw from the tweets going out earlier. So maybe some bad blood here. We'll have to see. If one of them ends up killing the other, we will have to grab a highlight and then ask them how that happened after the show. But it does look like we're ready to send things over to our casters. They look ready to go. Any final words before we go live?
I'm backing Sick Nerd to win.
Sick Nerd's winning it.
I think so.
I think Night Nader's winning it.
So, okay, we both chosen like two of the weakest contenders, you say?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. Night Nader's team, she's been practicing with them on a daily. She has been putting in the work to understand how they function, and she's helping work with them, as opposed to just letting them do the work for her, and she's sitting in the background. So I think if there's some really solid synergy there, they could do really well.
I think most people do expect her to sit back, so if she proves everybody wrong, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, without a doubt. That being said, guys, we've talked long enough. Let's head live right into the game with Wilderness Wars and our casters, Skidler and Ian.
Hello.
Welcome. So, obviously, Chris and Sween have just talked about their predictions for the tournament. Who do you think is going to win, Ian?
My money is going to be on, I'm going to be honest, Boaty, since he has proved himself, well, I would say proved himself in PvP Championship. He got in there, but he died in the first fight. He needs to come back now. He needs to make a name for himself and say that he does deserve to be here as well.
I think him dying in the 1v1 sort of perhaps planted a seed of doubt in people's minds. Like I was asking him earlier, I think maybe this is a chance for redemption. He's going to come back. He wants to win this one. I personally think that Adam is going to win it.
Yeah?
Sorry, they're both the same name, aren't they? Sick Nerd and Boaty.
Yeah. Okay, and why Sick Nerd?
Because he's teaming with Rot, you know.
Wait, no, Rot? I thought he said Lit.
Yeah,
or is that their strategy
just lying,
using the
man. Yeah.
A few
it's the
times
same thing. So Sick Nerd's just memeing on stage. He is teaming with Rot. And, you know, they're a team that we've seen.
Why did you think he decided to tell people that he's teaming with Lit instead, to try and feel like he's a weaker opponent, people won't come after him or anything like that? Or they would come after him and leave until the end?
Yeah, perhaps, mate. I mean, obviously, Rot, an extremely well-known team.
Oh, yeah.
They're a great alliance. They go back probably further than your hairline.
That's possible, mate. But not only that, they've won £50,000 now, I think, or dollars, from all of these tournaments combined. They've won demo tournaments. They won the 20 versus 20 PvP Championship a few weeks ago. They are a very prevalent force, like you said before, and they can go far.
These tournaments are making Rot rich.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They've proven themselves time and time again. You know, they might not be people's favourite teams, but like we always say, they're definitely the best.
Yeah.
When it comes to multi-PKing, they always prove themselves time in, time out.
Definitely. I'd say another person to look out for is 12Ester, Alex's team. He has 20 frontline members and 20 Jar Jar members, I believe, and some other streamers and such as well. But obviously Frontline being one of the biggest 1v1 kind of singles deep wilderness multi-teams as well. So when we see them out in action, out in full force, they're a team that have been around for many years as well, working with each other daily.
Yeah.
Again, if they can work together like that under 12Ester's command, that will be a very, very difficult fight for Adam or anyone of the contestants today.
Yeah, and like Chris and Sween pointed out on the sofa, Nightinator, I think, is underestimated here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think obviously she's always memed about her inability to PK, especially when the Deadman mode finale was and she locked herself in the door
and died to the fog,
But, you know, she's teamed up with Cutthroat, she's teamed up with DI.
Both did really well in the PvP Championship.
They've been practicing.
Yeah, that's it. I heard that earlier. I think Chris or Sween mentioned they've been on it every single night. I don't know if I can say the same for the other contestants up there today, but if she's put the work in, and that's a clan that obviously work very well together, if they can all combine their forces and you know, smoothly go into this, and they could do it. They could do it. Anyone can. I mean,
it's might be worth mentioning as well. Cutthroat leader, one of the callers, is female.
Really?
So Nightinator and the Cutthroat leader might have some great synergy.
Yeah, maybe. You know? Yeah, the calling and such.
Yeah.
We're going to jump to the game any second now.
Yep.
To be honest, but other than that, obviously we have the bosses as well, which are going to play a very vital role. If you do kill a boss, then you manage to get yourself a gear upgrade. And as we see right now, in-game, right now all the players just getting ready, starting to kit up their accounts. They have the tournament stalls, I believe, there, which just give them whatever they want. So it looks like most people are going to go for the mage and the range route. So
yeah, I imagine
barraging in AoE effect spell is going to be very, very useful here, as well as Black Chin Chompers for range as well.
Yeah, definitely. You can't protect against both different attack styles simultaneously. I've seen, obviously, while we were doing the interviews up there, Ian, I don't want to give anything out that's obviously too detrimental to their success in this tournament, but walking past, I was having a look at their screens and I saw some of their invents. And one thing to note, obviously, they do all have Black Chins in their invents.
Yeah. Not only that, I saw something quite interesting. I saw some D-Simmies. One of the teams has chosen to get those, obviously for the special attack of the Dragon Scimitar, which takes away the opponent's prayer, the overheads for a few seconds, which is enough time to obviously get, like, you know, get a big XP drop and kill them.
Yeah, and obviously the generals in the... oh, here we go, we're getting into things.
Into it. So this is the final area right here, the Graveyard of Shadows, level 21 Wilderness, right in the middle of everyone. They've all started in a pentagon type of shape, and this is where they're going to end up. I guess the fog, over time, every 10 minutes, is going to gradually push them in close to this area. Right now, obviously, it's going to be a slow, steady push. The teams are going to be looking around, maybe going after those bosses or situation themselves in a better situation where they can fight back and take off some early kind of kills. But right now, like I said before, just waiting, seeing what people do, and flying around.
So this setting here is going to be very similar. If anyone at home or in the audience today has watched the Dead Man Mode Invitationals, we've got the orbs, and that's exactly the same pretty much as the final area, and this is where we go. So we're starting things off. We're just around Venenatus area. We can see Sickner's the only one that's actually over HP at the moment. He's 112 out of 99.
Straight on it. Getting his HP nice and high. Venenatus is going to web these guys in place.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, look at all the waste. Oh no, so many supplies wasted there, literally. Like, you start the fight, Boaty taking a couple hits there, and that's going to put you in a bit of deficit against your first fight.
I can see this is Boaty's team. Every general, if you look, it's similar to the PvP Championship. They have a glowing shadow underneath their body. So if you see on Adam's feet,
so Curtis as well currently has 0 out of 50, it says, at the bottom left. He does have all his players. That's just a technical glitch right now, so just to let you guys know. So in the top left, you can actually see the HP. You can see the players left, and there will speed between each person. But right now, again, like I said before, players just moving into position, situation themselves, whether they're going after bosses or another strategy, obviously bosses.
Avenging other as well. Look at that.
That's really cool with the Lunas. I think the bosses is, if you go in too early, let's say you damage this boss,
here we go.
Get it down. Oh,
this should be Adam's team. This should be Adam's team. I know he was saying earlier on that he wants to go straight for Callisto. He wants to get that boss. But look at this. Sween was telling me how much they've buffed this boss. And look how many bolts are hitting him and how little damage is being done.
And a lot of damage obviously being done to the players as well, getting pushed back. The special attack of Callisto is to fire you back and potentially hit you twice, actually. You can get KO'd from full HP killing this thing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I would... I know it wouldn't be optimal, obviously, particularly for the contestants today, but it would be hilarious if one of the generals got KO'd by a boss.
By the pet, yeah. Well, if that does happen, then the 2,500 that would have gone to the player that killed him gets put into the prize pool at the end to make one of the other generals that little bit more richer.
Yeah, that would be great to see as well. We haven't spoken about the amulets, have we, Ian?
Oh, yeah, of course, the amulets. So every of the generals, they have an amulet on, which gives them some insane stat increases to make them basically like a god in Runescape.
It's like a plus 100 in each offensive stat. So this will be on the gear tab, like your equipment setup, and it gives a 50 strength bonus and a 50 prayer bonus as well, along with incredible defensive stats.
So if a general targets you, you're going to have a very tough time. Looks like everyone's going east right now. They've dealt a bit of damage. They're thinking themselves,
they've realised that they can't kill it.
In time, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, were they using lots of supplies there? Because that's the thing, like, at one point, while you're there, the longer you're there for, not getting the drops, the more hits you're going to take, the less supplies you're going to have to fight with another team. But
they've gone for the mini Callistos now. They've given up on
the mini Callistos. I don't know what they drop. Hopefully some more gear as well.
Yeah, maybe, like, that's one thing when you get, when you're in a situation like that, killing a boss, the gear upgrade and the buff that it's going to give is going to be so beneficial to your game plan and your ability to kill the other generals.
Yeah.
But if they've depleted a lot of their own supplies trying to kill it, there's a point of no return. But they had done minimal damage to that boss. I could see barely any red on its bar.
We got a fight going on already. We have 2 teams initiating combat, 20 Wilderness, just north of the Hill Giants.
Someone is getting simmied down. Someone's
one
dying.
person? It's literally one. Is that one versus? Oh no! One of the clans seems to not be altogether short.
That's Connor Shorts. Connor Shorts recently winning recently winning Charlton's hybrid tournament last Sunday. Actually.
Oh, well, now he's out this one.
And,
looks like
maybe people wanted revenge on him.
maybe they were killing the Vetion boss, and just a few of the members were killing it, and then the other clan like swarmed in and took them out. And that's why it's so important to have that coordination, everyone to stay together, because obviously there is power in numbers.
Yeah.
RuneScape is no different there. Obviously, the greater team or the greater kind of force will prevail, but having those extra members just makes such a difference, doesn't it?
So this is Torvesta's team here, and unlike Adam's team when they were killing Callisto, these guys are actually doing a lot of damage to Vetian here.
Yeah.
It's already at about a quarter of its HP.
This seems to be a boss that's much easier to kill, actually. Maybe they were using the wrong attack styles on the Callisto, not too sure, but already at half HP, so...
Yeah, this thing's going to die.
Someone's just smacking it with the G-Maul and Rune Boots on right there, to as much damage as he can, bless him.
This is going to drastically increase Torvesta's chances of winning.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't put Torvesta up in my predictions. Maybe I underestimated him. He's with Frontline, obviously. Frontline, a team full of incredible PKers. The most dominant, undeniably the most dominant single team on RuneScape currently.
And I will say as well, Torvesta seems to have lost a few members. Unsure if that's because they died to that PvP situation there, or they died to the boss itself.
Yeah, he's
but looks
the
like
fewest members.
37 out of 50. So he definitely needs this buff right now, whether it's armor or whether it's weapons. I'm not too sure which one this one drops, but they have to be quick because the longer they leave it, the longer it takes to kill this boss. Another clan can just come in and just snipe it, finish it off, or take them down when they're low on supplies. And it looks like they're taking quite a lot of damage. I can see some players, for example, on half bars of health, and sitting that low. All it takes is just to get them to get caught offhand, and it should go down. Looks like it's less than a quarter health left now. Just enough time before they get some more stuff.
Look at this, the
Nightinator,
Din's Bulwark.
Look at her, absolute tank. Looks like she's not going for the offensive bonus whatsoever. Obviously, the Din's Bulwark has absolutely insane defense bonuses.
You see someone catching chinchompers in the wilderness. They've got a Din's Bulwark on.
Oh, yeah. You can't.
You don't even bother.
No, there's no point.
Yeah.
So, obviously, playing the strategy, trying to keep her alive. She's not a PKer. She's been practicing with the team, but it looks like they're going to adopt this strategy of, protect the president, so to speak. She's got that extra power of being able to do a lot of damage, but she's also able to, obviously, tank, and that's the most important thing. We're going to go into Torvesta's feed right now, listen in to the Discord, and see what happened about that Velenata skill. Vetian, sorry.
Behind, they're getting rushed from behind.
Stay right here. I'm gonna put on the stream. I'll tell you what's happening.
No, this is fucking fucked up, man. Holy shit.
Yo,
they're getting rushed from behind anyway. They're getting rushed from behind. Yo, there's people. Yo, fucking tank it. If you're to the east, tank it. Yo, Barrage gets coming inside of us. Ballistic gets inside of us. Oh, fucking shit. Just come more west. Everybody come more west. Just have to come more west. More west. Yeah, we have to hide.
Like, go north a bit as well.
Do you think we're gonna get the boss or no?
We did the most damage. We
did the most damage. Yeah, come northwest a little bit. Keep going northwest.
We have people behind us though. They need to come up.
We have 30 in game. We have 30 in game right now. 30. That's it.
Are we Green Cape?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Green.
Yeah, come northwest. I don't think they're chasing us.
There's a big ass delay on this.
Yeah, we chill right here. It's hard to tell without the locations of these clans, dude. I fucking doubt we're gonna get the boss though.
Mate, do you know where the fog comes from? Because if it hits you, you instantly die.
Yo, should mute on. We did get it.
We did get it. We did get it. Yeah, we got it. Yo, go west. They're gonna try to rush us, dude. They know we got that shit. Go west.
I thought we get ACB and shit. What the fuck?
Whatever you had on. I tried to avoid it, by the way. We have taken off so many lemon kids.
You go west.
Lemon and Rothbot, and we picked off a bunch of niggas.
Just hide right here. You find. Everybody north to south. Spread out north to south.
Okay, so that was our listening with Torvesta. All I can hear is the Discord. So yeah, that was our listening with Torvesta's team. Obviously, he's teaming predominantly with the frontline members. What we saw there was very, very significant. They went and killed Well, they mostly killed.
Damaged like 3/4 HP. I think it was.
They did. They damaged Vetion for about 75% of his health. And then I'm not too sure because obviously they ran off. I think they ran to the west. I think what they did there was they baited. They either left a couple of their own members behind.
Yeah.
We obviously didn't have visuals on this. They either left a couple of their members behind to finish off the kill,
I think
or they
another
ran
clan
west
finished it.
and they baited another clan into coming in and getting the last few hits on it. So then they
which
got
they
the
then have
upgrade
upgrade
without.
weapons.
Yeah.
And I saw some ACBs in there. I saw some Kodai ones as well, obviously giving huge bonuses to magic and range offensive. That's going to make a huge difference. Obviously, them being down a few members right now, down to 31 out of 50.
Yeah.
And this clan right here, oh my gosh, we have a big fight right now. Lots of barrage piles coming in, lots of chin-chompers as well being thrown. Obviously, AoE damage, going to hit more than one player at the same time right now. And right now, it's really crucial that clans don't get clumped together.
There's a big pile over here on the south side that unfortunately they've
look
just
north
been
as well.
unfrozen.
Just look at all those damage slams at the same time.
That's insane.
And to be taking no damage back as well on the south side, you see these guys just constantly doing damage but not actually taking anything back. That's just such a one-sided fight. You've got
The guys on the north here are really dealing some significant damage.
They've got
we can see one of the generals here in the blue. That's Sick Nerd standing right in the middle. He's in no man's land right now, Ian. He's in no man's land, right at the bottom
by
of
a
the
lot
screen.
of people right now, and if he doesn't get out of that combat and takes too much damage too quickly, he could indeed be the first to fall today.
Yeah.
Looking around right now as well, it looks like another clan's actually come in from the corner. It looks like there's 3 clans right now fighting together. I'm not too sure if that's true or not.
This is escalated fairly quickly,
Yeah,
hasn't it? It was very spread out, slow pace. You know, clans looking to pick off these bosses and try and get an upgrade.
I'm just looking at the team capes, and there's pink capes in here, there's yellow capes in here. Everyone's just like merged together, and this one guy tanking with his Phoenix Anklet on, and that's Nightinator out of nowhere by herself. Oh, with a few little white knights trying to protect her.
She's giving it legs. She's just gone.
That's a smart strategy, though. I mean, like, you expect your general to be with your team. You know,
I mean, yeah,
bringing them into war, riding first, and trying to motivate people to want to get into combat as well.
It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy to play. Obviously, you're going to want to be with your team. If you're with your team, obviously, you have those people to protect you. She's seen here that the majority of the players in the game right now have engaged in combat. And she feels that her best bet for survival is to dip off from the pack.
Look, Sigma being absolutely destroyed right now. He's taking too much damage, but at the same time, he is tanking like an absolute boss. He has the amulet on that gives him a lot of defensive stats, and right now he's somehow managed to tank a few freezes and get far enough away.
I thought he was a goner.
Too early. Yeah,
I thought he was a goner there.
And quite interesting strategy, actually. Obviously, Nightinator, not getting into combat at all. Sick Nerd tanking for his team, taking loads of damage where his team can take on the other team and do as much damage to them and clear as many members as they can to give them that advantage. Looking at the numbers right now, we have Torvesta down to 31 out of 50, Nightinator at 41 out of 50, Sick Nerd at 45 out of 50, and Boaty. I've not seen much about him recently.
Obviously,
not too sure what he's doing.
Regarding MMORPG RS's, Curtis's numbers here, it does say 0 out of 50.
Yeah.
That isn't the actual number. We don't know how many players he has left on his team at the moment. So for all we know, Curtis could still have all his members alive. That's highly unlikely, but a good estimate would be around 40 or so players.
Nightinator right now in that northwest corner, but there's a lot of opponents around her. She can actually get flanked and taken down quite quickly.
So she's standing a little bit far away from her team. So if she can get picked off really easily. Like you were saying earlier, we saw people with the D-simmies. If it's just her on her own, it's so easy to get a fall in. They don't have to right-click a load of names and find her. They can just fall straight in, spear her, sim her, and then
This fight seems to be between Sick Nerd and Nightinator, if I'm not mistaken. And there are 3 teams in this fight, I've just been told, which means, oh my gosh, look at the clumps in the middle there. They're trying to take each other on, whilst also trying to take on Callisto. And he's getting involved too, pushing people back with his special move, which must be so frustrating for both clans to deal with.
What's going to be interesting here is if we see Callisto die, I don't know.
Sorry, look at that clump in the middle. Look how much damage is being taken there. The Chinchomma's being thrown.
The 3x3 square.
Wow, that's detrimental. I think that's Sick Nerd's team as well, who I believe was Rot, was it not? If Nightinator takes down Sick Nerd and Rot, that will be a tale to tell for many generations, I'm sure, of RuneScape.
Yeah, I think that is. That's you wouldn't expect that, would you? You wouldn't expect to see Rot in a 3x3 barrage pile, but it is Sick Nerd, after all. He is the master of barrage piles.
And looking north right now, moving away, looks like the clans maybe trying to situate themselves. They're able to get wraps around, we're able to do as much damage as they can without taking too much damage as well, and just get out of the mix, because as I said before, 3 clans at the same time, you can get hit by 2 at the same time, all of a sudden get clumps between both of them, and you don't stand a chance. Like, having 1 versus 1 clan fight is hard enough, let alone when you've got twice the numbers against you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how much Oh, we just saw someone die. It wasn't a general, so it's not that significant. It's going to be interesting to see how much supplies, how many supplies Sicknerd has left. Because he
was tanking for a while.
He was just in no man's land, completely between every single person, just getting bolted and bolted and bolted. Managed to make a grand escape, ran off, got to full HP. Luckily, that defensive amulet did work. He just barraged someone with... he's still barraging with his rune plate skirt and his black D-hide body on now. He's still not changed. Sicknerd is currently barraging...
In the wrong gear.
In the wrong gear. That's 4 barrages in a row. 5.
He's just trying to get some HP back. Doesn't really care as long as he's not dying. That's what he cares most about. But again, like I'm just really surprised about the situation of Rod right now. I think they've cleared out this team very, very well. Nice down to 17 out of 50 players. They just dropped 20 players in like 2 minutes. I didn't even see that.
I didn't see that. That's another 2 down.
Mad.
14, 13, 12.
Oh wow, dropping like
They're dropping like flies.
now,
They are.
literally. And so they interesting strategy. Didn't go for Nice Knight. Didn't go for the general first. Obviously, if you kill the general, it takes down the whole team. But they've taken down every single member and still have 37 out of 50 left, which is
8.
Really good.
They've realised, obviously, they've seen the calibre of defensive stats that this amulet provides, and they've realised we can't take Nightinator out as easily as we perhaps thought we could. Let's take everyone else out. That really adds insult to injury, doesn't it?
Hey,
Because
if Nightinator, though, comes back with 8 players, I mean, she's on the outskirts right now, staying out of combat. She's got her guards around her. She should be able to last for a bit longer, and I mean, who knows? Maybe at the end, when it gets pushed in, she would end up being one of those last couple of clans left, and they will fight it out and just, sneaks the win. That could still happen, she's still in it, but with 6 people left, I'm not too sure. Callisto right now, trying to take him on still.
He's still full HP. Look at this.
He was probably, I think, the hardest boss right now. And what do you get from him? I guess you get lots of supplies. So.
From Callisto, the 2 bosses, one grants an offensive upgrade, which is the Armadillo crossbow, and one grants a defensive upgrade, which is Barrow's armor.
Barrow's armor. Wow, that's a huge difference, obviously, in RuneScape.
That's more significant than the offensive bonuses of the Armadillo crossbow,
so too.
definitely.
Especially for the tank already, the general himself, if he gets really, really good gear, on top of the necklace he's got, he's going to be pretty much invincible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Walking about taking no damage. So this looks like I think it was Curtis's team, actually. The Yellow Capes.
Yeah,
walking away to the north now.
They look very strong still. They look like they've got very, very decent numbers
pretty much
here.
Everyone left, and looks like they're taking on... Oh, is that Sicknerd? Rot, they've come out of nowhere. Sicknerd obviously down to 37 out of 50. We can't tell how many players Curtis has left. Looks like they're going to try and mop them up. And we're going to see a big fight any second now.
Here. It looks as though Curtis's team, he has very strong numbers. Has he come to collect the scraps of what remains of Sicknerd? Will Rot's experience prevail here, or will Curtis's superior numbers?
I'll tell you what, one thing I do notice right now, Curtis's force right now, they're all in mage, or pretty much 90% of them are in mage. So Rot obviously all have prey mage up. They do not have any prey rangers up. They're not taking much damage whatsoever, but they're also dealing a lot because the Black Sheen Chompers, obviously, you can't protect from both mage and range at the same time with your overheads. So they've got a nice split evenly to be able to do as much damage as they possibly can.
Exactly, and look at the nice spread that Rot have here. Or Sicknerd's team, they're all spread very, very evenly, which is allowing them to stand, do as much DPS and avoid any barrage piles. I just saw 2 barrage piles that that Sicknerd's team got on Curtis's team, and I saw about 2 or 3 members of Curtis's team actually die just there in about 15 seconds of combat.
They're kicking themselves. Like Sicknerd's team right now, they obviously took on Nice Nate's force. They damaged them a lot, and they took down all of the members pretty much, but they didn't kill Nice Nate herself. They didn't kill the general. They can't claim that $2,500 bounty. At the same time, it was detrimental to them because they lost a lot of members. They used a lot of supplies up, and now fighting Curtis, if they do not come out of this one alive, and even if they do come out of this alive, you compare them to other players like Boaty right now. Adam has 45 of his members left. That is an absolutely devastating force compared to the other participants right now.
Sicknerd's team is going to have to, I think, in this fight against Curtis, he's going to have to wipe Curtis out. But if they stay too long and try and do the same strategy against Nightinator against Curtis.
They're doing so much damage against Callisto. What? Before we saw no damage being taken. If they
it's
kill
interesting because they were all ranging it before, and now they're all barraging it.
Maybe it was weak to mage then. Or I think it looks like it is. It looks like Boaty's PVM knowledge coming in there, and all the mages realizing that. And if they take this kill, like I said before, that is going to put them so far ahead of all of the other competition.
This is going to put Adam's team completely in the driving seat. When Callisto dies here and they get Barrow's armor upgrade,
do they get it though? Is the question. I've been on enough damage. Oh wow, Arim's 2 Carol. That is ridiculous.
They've won.
You think so?
Yeah.
That is.
If they don't, that's.
I mean, Sicknerd's team right now with Rot down to 20 players. Looks like Sicknerd's taking a lot of damage too. We can fly over to him any second now. I see his health bar going down, trying to heal up as best he can.
It seems like he has a fair few supplies left, but he's getting really worked.
He is fighting Curtis's team, actually, and Curtis wants that 2.5 grand. He wants to walk away today and take him down. I'm surprised I've not seen Torvesta anywhere. There was a bit of a rivalry between him and and Signad, of course. They've not found each other in combat just yet. Maybe he's going to swarm in out of nowhere and take it. We're not too sure yet.
And have you noticed, Torvesta's team has been quite quiet for the last few minutes here. We've seen a lot of battles being engaged by Curtis, by Signad especially. Obviously, Boat has gone and taken down Callisto. Torvesta's team has the upgraded weaponry. They've got the ACBs, but they've been keeping a really low profile for the last few minutes. Maybe they don't want to go and engage in combat with their... They've only got 28 out of 50 players. Maybe they want to come in and pick up the scraps, you know?
Based on what I've seen, I'm just looking at Signad right now, tanking for his team, the Bulwark. He was taking literally no damage whatsoever. Yeah. Really interesting strategy, so maybe we'll see Adam learning from that, you know, adopting strategy when he gets his first fight in. But right now we're looking around, we have Torvesta's team, only 28 left, but still potentially more than Curtis, more than Nightinator.
They're just bowling around. They've got those Kodai ones as well.
Oh, yeah, he had the upgrade, didn't he, from the NPC?
So that will be significant. Accuracy is going to be the most significant
which he's going to need against Boaty's now really well defensed army. Looking around right now, they're moving north. Looks like 30 Wilderness, quite a way away from the final area. But again, still Signad.
His health is just fluctuating.
Yeah, but he's not going down too low. He's tanking the best he can. There he is, in the middle of the mix. Curtis is
with his bulwark out.
Possible, but buying them that extra
And look at this. Curtis is standing right in front of him. Curtis has no fear.
Oh, wow. He's got obviously the amulet too, which gives him more damage potential too.
Signad only has 9 people left in his team.
Wow.
So where Rot went for Nightinator, didn't actually manage to take her out of the game, but most of her players, namely 45 of them, they've depleted too many of the supplies. They've shot themselves in the foot, so to speak.
Well, I'll tell you what about Curtis as well.
Signad's dead.
Oh, he's down. He's down. Out for the count, which means whoever got the kill message wins $2,500 and the first to go of the generals.
I want to know who got that kill message as well.
I'm sure we'll get clarification.
It would be incredible if it was Curtis himself. I like the audacity of just standing face to face with Signad.
I mean, that's got to make him proud. I mean, he had that secret weapon. He said to us beforehand that he had a clan that's not been around for a very long time. They're trying to keep on the down low.
Yeah.
And well, there they are right there.
We still don't know who these guys are. You know.
No, we don't know. I'm sure we'll find out later.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got 2.5 grand for them now.
I think they've proven themselves. Yeah. Already.
Looks like the fog has started to push in right now, so obviously if you're stuck in the fog, you will start taking damage. It's going to push all the players together.
Needs to give it legs right now.
Oh no, she's going to get stuck in the fog again. Having died actually in a house behind a door in Deadman mode. No one ever lets her live her down. Her viewers are constantly reminding her. Looks like she's just going to escape this time.
That's good. But it's important to note as well that similar to Deadman mode, when the fog comes in, it's going to be multi-level fog. So if you do go up or down a ladder in the wilderness, it will still be there. She's been found by Torvesta. Torvesta's team has found...
she only has one White Knight left to defend her. It looks like 4 players left. He's not going to get very far. And he wants that to
look at Adam's team.
Wow. In the final area, dominating it. 45 players left, the largest army here today left over. And they're in the best outfit they can possibly be in. Defending, they're confident.
So yeah, one thing as well to take note of was when you killed one of the bosses, your upgrades would be upgraded to the armor or the weaponry that you were currently wielding at the point of which it died. So we'll see some people had Carols, and we're going to actually get a listen into Adam's team right now, see how confident he is going into this.
We're going to wipe them all out when they come into the game. Get them off.
To the west, because that's where most of the teams are.
Yeah. The west?
North and northwest.
North and west, basically.
I'm west here. Right, so we want a bigger spread then to like the north and south if they're going to come in from like the fucking west, really.
Okay, if you're going to hold the east gate, hug the gate.
Matt, come east.
The west.
Go east to me, Matt.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Be the victim is all the way northwest. Who's that?
Okay.
That's
Torvesta's team.
Did someone just steal my anglerfish?
Shark.
Bury a fucking anglerfish.
Shark. Hold east all the way north with me.
Just whatever you do, don't go outside. And like try to barrage the fucking entrance.
Yeah, green capes at the moment. Green capes. It's fine. They're doing no damage. I'm the PK master. Let's be honest. I've got this. Right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start.
Yeah, you fight back. You fight back. There's only 3 of them. We can fight back. Just start. Look at all the guy all the way to the north. Look at flyer. Look at A flyer all the way north. A flyer all the way north.
A flyer. Right. Everyone on A flyer. Everyone on A flyer. Everyone on A flyer. He's moving. A flyer. He's pretty. Alright. Has anyone got mage at the moment? Anyone got mage?
Not mage at all.
Okay, in that case, we're a little bit tougher. We can do this. Don't worry. We don't need that. If all else fails, fisticuffs. We got this.
Just flick your what do you call it? The fucking.
Would be nicer than a melee right now.
Yeah, right.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna try and get away. The team. Okay, we can do this. We got 3 people. We can totally do. Okay, everyone. Oh, wait.
Signad fell.
A fly. Keep on A fly. Keep on A flyer. Everyone on A flyer. A flyer is currently east. Moving south. A flyer. Everyone on A flyer.
kind of clump.
There's more people.
I love the persistence there from Mitonator. Even though she, had only 3 people left, she was still calling. I've not heard her call before and doing a really good job of it too.
She was. She sounded really confident.
To keep in it and keep trying. She's not out just yet. So kudos to her.
I'm a PK master. They're doing no damage.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm fine. I like that.
That's for Adam's view calling as well. It looks like she's actually being hit by the whole team now.
We can see how much of an impact this amulet's having. Yeah, it is. This is Torvista's team.
So not only have they got the boss drop off the start, they also want to claim that general kill too.
Look how many people are on her. Oh, I was about to say, look how powerful
she's taken.
Yeah, and then she just gets 1 hit.
Oh, she's the second one out. But I'm sure she's happy with that. She survived for a long time, obviously being the first person to get into combat and lose her first clan fight, I believe, against Sick Nerd.
Yeah.
Managed to get away regardless and hold in there for a bit longer.
It wasn't worth it, though, For Sick Nerd, it wasn't worth it.
Well, of course, he was the first to go in the end, so...
Yeah, he ended up dying to Curtis, and they used too many of their own supplies fighting.
And lost too many players as well.
They didn't even get the kill on her.
No, they didn't. Also talking about Adam's, obviously, viewer listener as well, to his Discord, we heard a lot of the guys, being really confident, staying to defend, not leaving that entrance and trying to get some barrage clumps.
Yeah.
There's 4 entrances into that last area. There's a north, east, south, and west entrance.
Yeah.
So if they see the clan coming, they've got to go for this chokehold, this little point, and if they do, they can barrage straight into that.
Yeah,
and get a lot of clumps going.
One thing that they were saying is that they're predicting most clans are going to come from the west side. So if they can get a big barrage clump on in the west side, and you said they're confident. I think they're rightly confident.
Yeah,
look at their gear upgrade.
Definitely.
They look a complete tier above everyone else in this game right now. As soon as they got that kill on Callisto, and you just saw everyone systematically just change to Arims, so that's when you know.
Talking about strategies right now, obviously Boti's team is staying in the middle. They're defending, but if they get hit by Torvesta and Curtis, both of which will not want to fight Adam's team straight off the bat, because the first one to go in, they're at a deficit. They're not going to be able to get out. But actually moving outside of the squad now, to the west, I think they're going to the opponents. They're going to find them, and they're going to get in combat straight away. They're realizing that if they do defend and have to take on 2 teams at the same time, it might not end well for them.
Yeah, that's a good point to make,
interesting to see if Curtis... Oh, here we go.
If they did get pinched in the middle of 2 teams, east and west, that would have been horrific for them.
It looks like a fight is going on. They're engaging in combat. They are being aggressive.
They are taking on Curtis's team here. So I believe the team with the higher numbers, obviously Torvesta has...
we don't know how many numbers Curtis actually has.
It looks very significant.
He took on Sick Nerd. He took on...
he did.
All of Rot, and he finished him off, but he wasn't able to obviously... to keep all of his members doing that, you do take some casualties. Yeah. That's just the way it goes. Anyway, he's going northwest right now, just trying to find some opponents, and he knows that if he takes them on one at a time, he's got a good chance to win. With 45 players, almost twice the number of Torvesta, obviously, and having all that gear upgrade, he's got a really good chance to take on one team, take on another one. Be interesting to see now if Curtis and Torvesta are actually in this to win it. Or are they going to play it a bit smarter? They just want the 2.5 grand. Because if they try and find each other, Curtis could potentially beat Torvesta or vice versa.
Oh, definitely.
And they can walk away with some money. But at the same time, in doing that fight, they've almost guaranteed themselves not being able to take on Adam's team afterwards.
I think, looking at Torvesta's team there, it did look as though he did have more than 28 teammates there still. Adam,
that being said, though, it looks like Adam's deciding for them, and he's going straight in and taking on Torvesta's team. Yeah.
We've seen 2 of their players drop just in the last couple of seconds there. There's another one running towards the east, getting taken out real quick. Adam's got a few teammates that have ran towards the east, trying to catch them off, so they've got, it's like a 3-pronged attack here. They're attacking from all sides right now.
And it looks like Torvesta's team isn't really doing much damage back either, just chasing them down through this area. Frontline obviously been around here quite a lot at the Black Chum was one of the most PK'd areas in their hometown, but now falling to Adam's team, who are just stomping right through them, trying to take as many members as they can out. Torvesta now down to only 22 out of 50, and Adam losing no casualties there.
I think Torvesta's team in this situation just know that they're outgeared. It doesn't matter how individually skilled you are. If you're outnumbered and outgeared to this extent, there's no hope. They're just trying to run away, make sure they can last as long as possible, perhaps try and get to the end zone, or drag. Maybe a strategy would be to keep... if you've got fewer numbers and Adam's team is going after someone right now, if you keep Torvesta, similar to what Knight did, if you keep him a little bit far away, try and bait the enemy team that's following you into a danger zone where the fog's going to come in. You can potentially get them in a barrage clump as they try and run for their lives straight back to graves.
From the fog as well.
Yeah.
Well, right now, obviously, Adam having left the final area, that leaves Torvesta time to swarm in and defend it. Now, I'd say, if you're defending, especially in a map like this, where there are chokeholds, as we said before, in north, east, south, and west, like a small area you can walk through, you might have an advantage there, I think, personally. Because if you do clump them and you do stop them from coming through, they just have to keep spamming food and they can't do much damage back. But do they have enough players to do that? Obviously, 20 versus 45. Adam could just walk through it, basically. He's got enough people to do so.
I want to see what Curtis's move here, because we saw him just a moment ago. He was standing on the hill by the statue. They were just chilling. They weren't making any moves. They didn't want to make any mistakes. They didn't want to overextend to the end zone. Yeah. We're actually gonna go into a listening now with Curtis to see what their guys' plan is. Hopefully, we can get an idea of their strategy going into the final moments.
We're all in a fucking big beam. Oh, it's fucking Wildy in it. Yeah, it's Wildy. Be careful. Loop around them. 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 They're in the clump. They're in the clump. They're in the clump. Right there. Right there. West. They're in the clump. Push northwest into them quickly. Push northwest into them.
Yeah, you need to get them hugged.
Focus clumps. Oh fuck.
You need to surround them. 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 Surround them quick. Surround them quick. You need to go southwest if you can. Go around them southwest. That's the biggest clubs they have. Straight southwest. That's where you need to go. That's where you need to go. You need to run southwest if you can, and need to start barraging these kids in the big clump here. Straight southwest. This is where their biggest clumps are.
Yeah, so their main group of people southwest. Come to that.
You need to be southwest now. Keep coming southwest. Don't go north. Don't go further north. You need to stay together. If you spread out, we're gonna fucking lose.
Come east. Curtis can
kill. Come east. Come east. Come east. Please get them out.
The blues.
Freeze them off. Freeze these
kids. Keep it in that barrage pile. Keep it in that barrage pile. Keep it in that. Keep it in that. Okay. Keep it in that.
I'm getting taken down, guys. I'm getting taken down. Heal me.
Yo, hit that middle clump.
Hit that 8 man.
Hit that 8 man. Hit that clump. Hit that clump.
All the way southwest if you can, Curtis.
I need heals on me right now.
Curtis is straight west of the clump. That's where Curtis is, straight west.
Yo, keep hitting that 4 man. You need to hit that 4 man of people to the northwest. Keep hitting that.
I'm running southwest.
Yo, listen, if you're looking north, look north and hit that clump of people so that you do the most damage. You've got like 7 people in like a 6 mode.
You need to move southwest now because they're chasing Curtis southwest. You need to move southwest. Leave this to the north.
I'm running southwest. Southeast.
Big clump, straight southwest.
Hit that.
Straight southwest. You need to get them there.
I got Carol's, nigga. 1 second.
Yo, keep hitting that.
Keep on them.
Spread.
Yo, Curtis, listen to me, Curtis. Go into the Chaos Artillery. Nobody else go in there. We're gonna catch him on the fucking... If you can run into that shit. Run into the Chaos Artillery shit. Be ready to damage them if they go through it.
Rush northwest. They have a fat clump northwest. We need to block it.
Wow, what a listening with Curtis's team. Clearly, the confidence there to take on Adam's team with potentially more numbers. I'm going to say more numbers and far better gear. But Adam has only lost actually 1 person from his army. I can't believe that. They were calling well for him to wrap around, to hit on clumps, doing everything right, even using the heal lover tactic to keep Curtis alive.
And they're still doing it now. You can see them frantically spamming heal lover. That's
there it is.
4 in a row, man. He really needs those healers on him like he was calling for in the Discord.
As I said before, obviously, if the general does die, his whole team dies with him. So keeping Curtis alive right now is absolutely paramount to their efforts. Torvesta right now, I'm not too sure where he is. If he came in out of nowhere, he could potentially swamp over and take some free kills here.
Yeah, maybe clear up the scraps. And we saw Curtis, we were just saying, I wonder what his strategy is. He's just chilling. He hasn't really engaged in much combat for the last few minutes. You know, he's just been waiting until the end zone or something. And as soon as we got in the listening, within like 5 seconds or so, everyone from Adam's team just swarmed him.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's interesting strategy, too. We don't normally see kind of in the past, the general's actually been trying to be taken down by people. They kind of, oh my gosh, is that Robert going down? Can't DS spec people out on here, mate. And I think he's going to be taken down pretty easily as well by Adam's team.
I think he should be dead in a couple of seconds here. There's not going to be any time.
I have not seen many yellow capes anymore. I think most of Curtis's army is done for now. Just
he got north far enough that it, you know, it wouldn't have been worth it for Adam's team to follow him there because they would have had to run through a small gap in the trees, which could have resulted in a barrage for them.
Robert has actually left Curtis all alone. He's run a million miles.
He's gone.
But as soon as Curtis dies, he dies too.
Yeah.
So he should definitely fly back and try and help. But still, this team, Curtis's team, doing so well to stay alive. And we have Torvesta right now, like going around the wilderness, just patrolling, looking for the opponents, and just trying to stay out of combat. Obviously, they do have that benefit to the OP. Oh, Wook's here, doing mad damage too, with chompers in hand.
Yeah, we've got
Maybe that's the reason why Adam was able to kill the PVM boss. That was his secret weapon. Wook's on your side, you know, any PVM.
Wook soloed it, man. Everyone else just stood there. Now, we've got some really well-named and relevant figures that are competing alongside Adam in this tournament. You've got, obviously, Wook's, more so known for his PVMing skills than his PKing skills, but definitely good to have. He has a great understanding of the game. Hey, you've got some really, really big name PKs. You've got Sweet Badass and Wiggle, the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Oh, yeah. And they're obviously on Boaty's team as well.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of Lemon members like John and...
Some Fools, I think, as well,
yeah,
some Rap, etc. All good friends that have gone back many years now. And that's obviously showing with them having 44 players. At this point, they've lost one person after this, what, it's been like 5 minutes plus now, 10 minutes of constantly fighting Curtis' team. That's mad. That just goes to show, you know, the true power of this gear upgrade and, the, you know, the true nature of them all working together. That, you know, those callings, those in terms of them working together cooperatively, it's just unparamount to anything else we've seen today.
Yeah, it's incredible. The gear upgrade is so significant. Like, I really underestimated Adam's team going into this. I didn't think that their team being, you know, they're mostly known for their single PKing. Like we said, we've got a lot of Lemon members in there, a lot of Fools members in there. I really, really thought Sick Nerd, having Rot, having the strategy, you know, he said that those guys had been planning it. They were going to take the reins. They were going to take the driving seat when it comes to the communication. They'd written out a plan, exactly what they planned to do. I thought their plans were going to be foolproof here, but Adam's proven them wrong. They died first.
Yeah, they did.
That's such an upset, isn't it?
Is this Torvesta we're seeing here? Torvesta's team?
That is one person from Torvesta's team.
Oh,
I
wow.
believe.
So he's been found out by Boaty's team. He's moved on from fighting Curtis.
Yeah, they're
taking a few of them down.
I think they're more over to the south, but there are a couple of stragglers that got left behind.
With
and,
only 17 players left, and Adam obviously taking down Curtis' entire force and only losing one player, I think it's pretty safe to say here it's going to take either a miracle or some amazing strategizing from Torvesta's team to come back from this.
Yeah, I think this is, well, you know, Torvesta could do some damage here. There's a couple of barrage clumps I can see over just to the east by the dead trees there.
Yeah.
And Torvesta's team are fairly well spread out, which means that there's not going to be too much AoE damage done to multiple players simultaneously.
I think if I was there right now, my command would be, we've got to take down Boaty. Our only chance right now, if we get everyone on at the same time, get some good specs out, get a bit lucky, we can potentially take him, but at the same time, right now, they're dropping like flies as well. 13 members left for Torvesta's team. Not sure where Torvesta is. Think on the outskirts, trying not to die, trying to stay alive as long as possible. It's not going to help him when his whole army's gone, and it's him versus 44 people.
Someone just died there. I actually didn't catch that name. I was more focused on this mage guy in the bottom left, but I think it was someone from Torvesta's team because I didn't see the number on Adam's move.
Yeah, no, down to 12 members now. Just, you know,
yeah, 12 versus 44. It doesn't really matter how good you are. I don't think that's going to happen. No. You know,
I don't know where Curtis is as well. Like, how many members does he have left?
That's another one.
Somewhere else somewhere else in the corner, I think, staying out of combat as long as he can. Maybe going to be the second alive.
Yeah, yeah.
But at this point, you know, coming back from that with Boaty's unstoppable force, 45 out of 50, he must be so over the moon right now. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, doing the PvP championship, he lost his first fight, and the guy that he was fighting came back when he was like 6 food up and ended up winning. It came down to like they both hit at the same time, but his opponent actually just killed him just like a split second first.
Yeah, it was OA that killed him, wasn't it, in the first round?
So he must be so happy right now to be.
Yeah, and I wonder. I think OA is probably competing in this as well. He PKs with Frontline and he PKs with Rock.
Oh, okay, so he was on Torvesta's team or Signerd's team.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I think he's better known for being part of Rock than he is for Frontline. So,
or maybe Adam got the revenge there, saw him, got his teammates to pile him straight away. But right now, this is Torvesta with his 3 friends, and he has 2 others that are somewhere else on the map, potentially scouting out, trying to stay away, and just, you know, give them that kind of heads up slightly earlier on. But right now, I mean, their chance of winning, there's one gone.
There's one
I'm not too sure how they're going to come back from this. Just look at Adam stomping around in this gear.
It's pretty much impossible for them to come back, but I think their best bet at this point
is to find full Daroks, be at 2 HP.
You love a Darok
hit a 100. Darok bomb Boaty, that's what I want to say.
Oh my god, that would be incredible if that... Obviously we don't have Daroks on here, but that would be hilarious.
So obviously right now we have a few more minutes to wait until the fog kind of pushes the final members into this area. Not too much longer now till Torvesta has to come into this area and get slain out or do his best. That Robert that I see there? Wait.
Yeah, that's
this is Curtis's team.
Yeah,
there's actually quite a lot left still.
Yeah, there's more than I had actually expected there to be. I'd say like they had that little run-in, didn't they?
50 20 players.
I think as far as Torvesta's team is concerned right now, Ian, the best chance that they have, and as unlikely it is, the best chance that they have is for Curtis's team to go in before them. they want to do as much damage as they can and try and get a big barrage of clumps right in the middle of Graves. They're probably not going to be able to really kill that many people because they'll just get barraged themselves.
They want to take down Adam.
Gear.
In a fight, in a fight with that many people left versus 44 that are out gearing you.
Yeah.
Even if you're like one of the best clans in the game, it's so hard to come back from that when you know Adam's clan is a very, very competent group of PKers. So I think that their chance is going to be kill Adam and just go for it and die trying if not. Right now, though, they're having to heal up on NPCs. They're obviously very low on supplies, using the Blood Blitz to try and get some HP off of them just before they go into that final fight. And Torvesta right now down to 5 players as well. Maybe we'll see a little alliance being formed. They'll come together to take on the more powerful Boaty. Maybe BS each other just before to get that 2.5 grand. You never know.
So you guys just roaming around, seeing what they can find. Maybe trying to get some info. They're trying to gain some real estate up here in the wilderness right now.
Patrolling around.
See if they can find any information. See if they know. They'll spot Curtis. They'll say, Curtis is this location. He's a bit to the northeast. Make sure that when we're in the center, we're going to watch out. We know Curtis has more numbers than Torvesta. Watch out more so from this angle here. He's coming from the north now, so
what is that? They've seen each other.
Those guys might actually be kind of useless. They're rendered useless right now. They're just roaming around. There's not much information that they're gonna get that's going to be really important.
Something else quite interesting that I spotted was Adam's team. Obviously, they killed the NPC. They gave him that buff of armor. They've also killed a bunch of Signerd's team, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Or Curtis's team. Sorry. Was it Signerd's team that had the Elder or the Kodai wands? I think it was.
That was Torvesta's team.
Sorry, Torvesta's team. They killed them, and obviously they got that gear upgrade too. So they have the best weapons in slot. They have the best armor in slot they can have in this tournament.
It's too much.
It's so hard to come back from that.
So obviously, comparing the two bosses, one gave offensive, one gave defensive. Obviously, Arims has offense too.
I'm going to ask me.
But it's
answer is defense is much better.
Oh, absolutely. Do you think that whichever team killed that Callisto and got the Arims and Carols has won?
Well, I mean, at the same time, I think the team that waited the longest, Adam, keeping around the edges and not getting into combat too early and having the most numbers at the end, that really gave him the advantage they needed, only losing one member when he took on another team to get that bonus from Torvesta. It looks like Curtis right now has been run into by Adam. They're going at it, and unfortunately for Curtis's team, they are dropping pretty quickly without doing too much damage back. And unfortunately, I think they only got like another 10 or so players left. Already they had very limited supplies because they spent a lot fighting other forces in the wilderness today. And Adam's clan still 44 strong, down one member since the last fight.
One thing that I'm surprised that we haven't really seen much of is, I was expecting this tournament for there to be like, say, 30 people and there being a big clan battle. And I was hoping to see one of the generals just get taken down and then we just see like 30 people disappear at the exact same time. That would have been cool, but obviously the power of the amulet and the defensive gear that the generals do have has proven to be
different strategy. Oh, the fog's actually moving in right now, so they push them into the fog. Maybe a bunch of Adam's members are going to take a lot of damage right now, but nope, they're being smart about it. They're letting him go to fight another day. They're going to finish him off later on, I guess.
Yeah,
they do want that. They do want that 2.5 grand though at the same time.
Absolutely.
If they kill the general, the person that gets the kill, they win $2,500, which is an amazing achievement to have, and to say that you've been at this event and taken some money home with you is awesome too.
We're obviously, and they're not too sure how much damage the fog's going to do per tick, depending on how deep you are in it.
Imagine if
they got baited
out of nowhere, they got baited in and get one hit or something, and then Torvesta's left with a 6-man army to win it.
Walks in a cave and dies anyway.
Anyway, looking around right now again, just picking off the last few stragglers that Curtis does have himself. He was in the fog slightly, and he has about another 9 minutes now to move on to the final area. We still have 3 champions remaining, Torvesta, Boaty, and Curtis. Torvesta had a few run-ins with Nightinator and Sicknerd, and right now he only has 6 people left as well, so it looks like Boaty is in this to win this, but
yeah,
you never know. At the same time, you never know.
It looks as though Curtis was in, I could see Curtis was in combat. His health was fluctuating very minimally. But it was going up and down slightly, so he's only got a few members left alive here, and obviously we saw previously he was relying really heavily on those heal others.
Yeah.
Heal other spell is absolutely paramount to his success here, and
he's being healed over right now, trying to stay alive for as long as he possibly can. He wants to be the second one alive, but it looks like he's probably going to go down here unless he has an inventory of brews left.
I think this is going to be all she wrote. Unless he manages to bait Adam's team to run too far in the fog and they turn back, I think this is going to be it for Curtis.
At the same time, I mean, you can't kill them all in the fog unless you kill yourself too, like a suicide run attempt. Maybe give Torvesta a better chance, but is that really what he wants right now? Walking around, just look at the sheer power, the sheer force of Adam's army. 44 players remaining from the 50 start. That is unreal.
I want to point out again how incredible the defensive bonuses of these generals are. But last time I did that, they got hit once and died. So
yeah.
I don't want to make that mistake again. And he's so tantalizingly close to death here. He's on pretty much red bar.
The thing tank just a little bit longer, but no, it's falling to Adam's team. Want to know if you've got that kill message afterwards. Look at that. As he died, actually, Adam came from underneath him, walked underneath. He's like, oh, hello. I was doing damage all the time too.
Yeah.
Gets himself the kill too.
What's going to be really interesting is who got these kills.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end. I want to see... it'd be nice to see some people that we know, you know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Adam actually did get a general kill, because he's been, from the start, in the combat, and look at Torvesta. He made it to second place.
They know they're done for here. They know they're done for.
4 players right here. I mean, they've just got to go straight in there, try and do as much damage to Adam as fast as they can before falling themselves. And obviously they've got that benefit of having the Kodai 1s and the ACBs doing that little bit more damage, but is it enough to take on the 4 rounds and the high defense bonuses?
I'd love to see, just for the plot twist, Torvesta's 4 members run into the final zone. Every single one of them barrage and bolt Adam, and he just die on
in one hit.
In one hit.
Oh
everyone attacks on the same tick, and he just gets 1 hit.
I mean, obviously it's possible. The chance of it happening with that amulet that's very, very strong is very small. But I mean, they can all hit those max hits. It could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But still just dancing away. He's happy. He's made it this far. He took on took on Nightinator, took on Curtis a little bit, and Adam's force is just waiting, biding out their time, making sure every single corner of this map is being looked at. So as soon as they do come in, they don't have a chance of losing at all. And Adam right now in the middle. And like I said before, he's just been getting involved. I've seen him in a lot of combat. Some strategies in terms of like Nightinator, for example.
Yeah.
He was hiding around the edges with the Bulwark. We had Curtis also with the Bulwark on being healed of it. But Adam has just taken the approach of, I've come here today to win this. I want to do as much damage as possible. I want to have the offensive bonuses I have of that amulet and make them worthwhile and use them today.
Yeah. Obviously, we've seen a couple of change of plans as far as Adam's team is concerned. He was initially standing here when there were still quite a few opponents left, and then they decided to maybe move out. They pushed out. They found some enemies. They found Curtis's team, took down most of those guys, and then they moved on and took down most of Torvesta's before coming back here. So I think they've been in this final zone 3 times, and each time they've been here, they've decided to move out. When it's 6 versus 44, I imagine they could just
start walking around like
they could
little
just stand
one by ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to see a 1 versus 1, Boaty versus Torvesta right now.
Yeah.
That'd be sick to see. But looking like it, I mean, maybe the reason why they're so far away is to try and bait Boaty's team out, but it looks like they've fallen for it. He's going to try and get into the fog, maybe, to try and have like a double kill kind of thing.
Torvesta's going to get
he's
killed.
frozen in place. He can't really do much right now. With 44 members of Boaty's forces on him all at the same time, he's going to drop so quickly. But the Bulwark and the Amulet, half HP, 1/4 HP. Can he tank it much longer? Prayer drops, and he's gone. The 4th general to drop, which means that Boaty takes the win. $5,000.
That is all she wrote. A wonderful redemption from 2 weeks ago at the PvP Championship.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wonderful redemption.
Very happy about that, and I'm sure we'll interview him in a second, and we'll speak to him as well as have some highlights coming up shortly.
What I'm interested to see when we go back to the adjudicators is to see who actually won those $5,000 prizes.
Who
got the general kills? Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
and then the $10,000 at stake there. 4 generals died, $2,500 for each of the players that got the kill message to kill them. Wow, what would you how would you feel after that? Like if you were, especially considering that you've got
surreal.
You've got a team of 50 people, so you've got 1 in 50 chance technically, to kill someone, to get that kill.
Yeah, if you've wiped them out, 1 in 50 chance.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be very, very satisfying.
Yeah. In terms of favourite moments from that tournament, anything that stood out for you as particularly awesome players? For me personally, it was the Curtis tanking. I did not expect that from him. He did an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah,
he was tanking the whole way through, the Bulwark, and also the heal others too. Really, really clever strategy.
Yeah, he stayed alive for a really long time. I think obviously the most significant play that we saw was Adam waiting and killing Callisto. But I think, although it didn't actually plan out and allow for the win, I really liked Torvesta's team's plan of when they killed most of Vetian.
Yeah.
They did about 3/4 damage, and then they all ran west, knowing that there was a team to the east, baited the team, come in, finished the kill for them. They all got the gear upgrades without having to take any more damage from the boss.
Yeah,
I really like
Anyway, guys, we're going to throw back to the hosts on the sofas, and we'll speak to you again shortly. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're back here on the sofas after an incredible display from all 5 generals. Let's give it up for your generals on stage, guys. Needless to say, this was our first ever time, and anybody who was there for our first ever Dead Man, of course, we learned a lot from it. We'd love to do this again in the future, but you know what? All things aside, that was incredible. without a doubt, deserving win for Bodhi.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
so many people left. Nobody wanted to touch him.
I don't know how he managed to. Obviously, we saw his tactics, but the way he managed to avoid confrontation for so long, that build up like a 20-man advantage, which is superb.
Yeah, he started out this rumor. Casters, you guys want to come join us? He started out this rumor that he was going to rush people immediately. I think he was going to rush Curtis immediately. And I suppose he came off as overly aggressive, and so nobody wanted to touch Bodhi. That being said, he ended up winning with like 40-something people left.
44 players left. That's unreal.
I think the gear upgrade from killing the boss, when I saw them attacking the boss at first, I was like, can they even kill it? I don't know. But then we see Bodhi walking around in Arams. I'm like, oh my god, he's done it. He's just seen it.
For context, myself and Jed managed to duo the bosses in their earliest forms, so then Jed was like, we need to buff these massively. Maybe we made them too strong, I don't know.
We'll figure these things out, but yeah, first time around, that was really entertaining.
Yeah, they did take quite a while to kill, but obviously Adam managed to kill that. Like you said, we won with 44 players left, so the boss itself didn't manage to take out that many of his players, which is good, and the gear upgrade was just so significant. He was unstoppable. As soon as you saw everyone's enchanted robes turn to Arim's, for me, I knew already. I was just like, he's won.
Not only that, but like as you said before, to have 44 players left at the end, considering that it was also in combat for a lot of that, and their clan was like taking on other clans and dwindling down their numbers, that's just exceptional. Exceptional effort, exceptional clanning. Can't say anything more about it, really.
We actually got a shot of Bodhi's team here. As you can see, they're quite happy. They've just walked away with, he's walked away with $5,000, so nothing to complain about there. We actually have the names of the individuals who ended up winning the $2.5 per each general kill. A surprising name in there. You guys want to do the honors?
Wow. All right, well, the killer of Sick Nerd, the first to die today, was Vintage. Congratulations, $2,500, my friend.
Fantastic. Vintage with 2 T's. Well done. The killer of Nightnader is Came to Win, and that he did walking around away $2.5 richer. Congratulations.
I know one of our good friends at home is going to be extremely happy with this result, and I wasn't expecting to see this, but the killer of MMORPG RS, Curtis, was none other than Manked Up Mage. Congratulations, Seb.
Streamer as well, so I'm sure he's very happy with that
Manked
as well.
is a good friend of ours. Yeah, very popular streamer. Happy to see him walking away.
Super nice guy as well. It's always nice to see these prizes go to someone that you know and love.
Oh, yeah.
Was he streaming at the time? I mean, can you imagine watching that stream and seeing the kill message pop up?
I think he's recorded his own view, and he's going to upload it to YouTube later on, so we'll definitely get to see that at some point.
And we have one last winner, actually. The killer of Torvesta was Unwi. That is UNWII. Congratulations to Unwi. That must have been somebody in Bodhi's team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well done. And wow, was their team strong. I can imagine going forward, a few people might want to consider changing up their rosters, but Bodhi doesn't want to change a thing. We'll find out anyways, actually. Let's send you guys over to interview Bodhi. I'd love to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
All right, cool. So let's talk about Wilderness Wars as a whole and things we might like to change for the next one.
Okay, so obviously we saw the interface in the top left of the screen. We got that wrong with Curtis's, so that was displaying 0. We're aware of that. We'll change that next time. The bosses, we need to rebalance. Maybe as well the significance of the boss kill. We wanted it to be really, really effective in changing the game, but when you saw so much barrows just appear, that was so harrowing. Maybe it's too strong, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and as far as the fog goes and pushing them into the final area, actually, I was really pleased with the timing. Timing is one of the most difficult things to get right with this. And we ended up finishing in, what, an hour and a half, whatever it's been now. And realistically, that's good. Like, we said to ourselves, this could be over in 20 minutes. If they all just rush in and kill each other, we might be out of luck, after 20 minutes of doing a show we were hoping it was going to last longer. But
yeah,
realistically,
timescale is super important for this one. You might not be aware, but we're at Insomnia in Birmingham right now. So we're on a stage. We have to make sure that we adhere to the timescale. So I think we hit it right on the nail there, at least.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've heard word that the casters are ready to interview Bodhi after he's just won the first ever Wilderness Wars. Let's see what he has to say.
Oh, you forgot to ask. Hello. Welcome back.
Sorry, we were so engaged looking at Adam's screen here. He was just telling us about how he hasn't actually gone below 100 health during this during the entire tournament. He didn't drop below 100 health. Obviously, we saw your initial strategy, Adam, was to go straight for the boss, try and get that gear upgrade. You decided to leave it for a bit and then come back to it later. How significant do you think that gear upgrade was?
Well, the actual start one, the first boss that we went for, we actually got hit by, I think it was Torvesta's team from the north. So they actually had positioning where the boss was to their west and we were to the east, so we couldn't get to the boss. But they could just pick the boss off while holding the position, basically. So they, I think, did about 60% damage to the boss, then ran off. We finished it off, so they got a free gear upgrade on us, and we were just sat there like that was the biggest mistake. We think another team, for the other boss that we killed, we think they must have lowered the health down, but the boss has a super fast regen on the health, left it alone, thinking they'll get the gear upgrade at some point, because I don't think anyone would have left that alone for that long.
Yeah.
And then we took that out and we all just upgraded to Arims. We had 40 plus people left. We had people watching the stream so we could see how many people were left on the other teams. We didn't know where they were, obviously, but we were sat there with like 45 people alive with just barrows and we were just chilling.
That's awesome. Obviously, you're walking away with $5,000 today. Is that how are you spending that money? What's it going towards? What's next?
All in on black, they're asking me to do, so we have to find out what goes on there. Yeah, because I need to work out what's going on with the splits on the actual general kills as well. But realistically, no. Yeah, we got 2 general kills, and we won the game as well. So we got all of that, and we need to work out. Because I only technically won because the team did it, so I'm going to be splitting it as fairly as possible. And then I might take a small amount off each person, but give a bit more to the people who actually organised the whole team. Because I didn't really do any effort. I just said, yo, make me a team, let's go win. And then they made the team, so I feel like they deserve a little extra. But other than that, everything will be split as fair as possible.
That's a nice thing to do, to be fair. That's a really good way to split the money. I respect that.
Otherwise, favourite moments in this tournament? Things that you might change next time, different strategies if this does happen again?
Well, it's hard to say, but I'd say the boss actually died a lot faster than we expected it to when we did get on that, especially the Callisto one. So we ran down to take position and we were holding the boss for about 5 minutes to work out if any other team was going to hit the boss, see how powerful the boss was, and maybe hit the team when they were also being engaged by the boss. So then obviously we got hit from the north, and that took that strategy out, and then they got the advantage from there. So that was a mistake from us. But obviously we just kept a bit on the down low and just moved around slowly, not engaging any fights, because we knew there was a team out there that were more powerful than us. And then I think another team must have made a big mistake on not killing the other boss, because we just went and got that. And then we had the best gear in the game, we had the best armor in the game, and then we had the most players, so...
Yeah, I mean, obviously you had the most players. Even around the start, like the first 10 minutes, you guys had the most players still, around 48, 49 players. Would you say that any other general managed to kill the boss that you didn't get that armor upgrade? Do you think they would have had a much, much higher chance of taking it, even with your number advantage?
Well, I don't actually know what team went to hit that one, but whoever did, I'm pretty sure they did 60-70% damage and left it for someone else to go finish off, so they'd randomly gear upgrade, and then I'm going to guess they just hid away and waited for that to happen. Again, the whole thing will be butterfly effect, though. If they had that gear upgrade, they have the confidence, they know they're stacked, they could just go and hit everybody, and they could just piled in, their damage is higher, I could have got killed. But because we had it, we just played position carefully, moved around slowly, and knew that if any team hit us, we were stronger by default, because everyone has matched stats, and we had the better gear.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the $10,000 in combined for your team. Any last words? Anything you want to leave this with?
As always, finish PK as best PKers.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations, Adam. Well played.
All right, guys, we're back here on the sofas. We're going to ask our casters to join us. I believe we have a highlight reel coming up, or at least a play of the game. Something to throw up on the screen that we can watch back. Because, you know, as fun as that was, we were kind of running around backstage, and we kind of missed some of the action. Let's ask you guys, actually, what was your favorite moment?
Is this one on? Okay, cool. My mic got signed off, sorry. I think my favourite moment during the event today was, like I said with Ian over at the PCs, it wasn't something that really actually, there was no significance to it, but I really liked Torvesta's strategy of when he came in and he killed the lowered boss. That was obviously speaking to Adam, he was the one that lowered that boss, and Torvesta's team was able to come in. No, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. Torvesta's team lowered it, ran away, and someone else finished it. Yeah, I got it backwards. Yeah, so they knew, and they baited another team to come in and finish that boss off, and they could get the gear upgrade without actually taking any damage from that boss thereafter, which was really cool. I liked that play.
For me personally, it was the, just in general, with this before, with the PvP Championship too, was the Discord listening-ins. We get to hear what the clans are saying. In particular, Nightinator, shout out to you, because that was just such a funny moment to hear us saying, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing, I'm fine, let's go, and just, you know, staying confident throughout. The calling from some of the callers as well in the clans. Just really interested to see that insight into how it all works and their point of view, basically.
Yeah, well, you know, it's quite unfortunate for Nightmare. She was targeted relatively quickly, as was Sick Nerd, and then eventually Torvesta at the end of it, and Curtis actually as well. But nobody targeted Bodhi, so we didn't get to see him do any significant tanking. He had a very easy win. Whether that was down to the fact that his teammates I believe he had Fools, the Finnish team, on his team. Just too intimidating. Nobody wanted to mess with those guys. Or they just got distracted and totally forgot where he was and just left him to win it. What do you think happened there, actually?
I mean, I'm not too sure, obviously. They had very, very good organization. We saw some of the decision-making that they had. They went, they got the upgrade. Then they went to the end zone, decided that they wanted to take on teams prior to the fog coming in. They went out, so they came back and then decided to leave 3 times before they ended up staying there, which I think was a good move because they didn't have information on how many numbers of the other teammates there were, and they could have been clumped in from all angles, which would have been really, really detrimental.
And for those wondering, we did stream with a 3-minute delay across on their streams as well as our streams. So they couldn't really screen, well, I guess they could. Now, they definitely couldn't screen peek. They're too far away. And they can't watch the stream back. Well, it's going to be a 3-minute delay, so.
What was your thoughts on Sick Nerd's team? Obviously, mainly consistent of Rot. Everyone thought they were going to do great. They're the best multi-team. They're notorious for being the best multi-team. They took combat with Nightinator really, really early on. Didn't manage to kill her. You know, she had 5 or so members left, but as a result, they lost a few of their members, and they got wiped out pretty much immediately after, and Sick Nerd was the first general to die.
I mean, yeah, they were 2 evenly matched to begin with, so they were both at, well, it was detrimental to them both, right? So we thought maybe the first person to initiate combat, they could go on to win it, but we didn't really account towards the fact that they're going to wipe each other out. Almost half their ops destroyed. And coming back to why Boaty managed to avoid combat so long, I think it comes down to the starting position. Like, he's to the northeast, he's far from the bosses, he's far from the final area rather. So no one wants to go and attack him. Whereas if you're moving to the bosses, you're more likely to encounter Sick Nerd, encounter Nightinator.
I'm actually shocked that none of these guys formed any alliances. I didn't tell them they couldn't. They had many questions for me. I said, okay, you can't do this, you can do this, you can't do this. But none of them asked me about alliances, and it's really interesting. Maybe it's because of the rivalries in the clans that were representing each general, but it would have been really fascinating to see, like, Bodhi was obviously going to win, and that was quite distinguished, not even too late on, really. Torvesta could have had his teammates reach out to one of the remaining teams and say, I'll split the money, let's take him out.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel sorry for Torvesta's team a little bit because they obviously got the kill on the boss that gave the offensive weaponry upgrade, which was the Armadillo crossbow and the Kodai wand. I don't think that was as significant by any means as the defensive upgrade. Like, when we saw everyone change into Arims, that's going to have such a strong bearing on how much damage you're going to do and how many people you're going to be able to eliminate. Also, tanking ability is through the roof there. I think that was the one to go for. If you were going to go for any boss, go for that one.
Yeah, without a doubt. In fact, we definitely will change the bosses around, not even just their strengths, but also their rewards. If we feel the tank gear was too strong, we can bring that down a touch.
Wait, are you implying that there's going to be another Wilderness Wars?
Well, I can't promise that right now, but
I hope
another
so.
one. Yeah, without a doubt.
Awesome.
What I'd love personally, as like, if I'm stuck for a community stream one week, maybe I can just roll out a Wilderness Wars, like a smaller scale, GP prizes rather than dollars. So I'd like to spend more time on this. I thought it was interesting, entertaining. It needs some refining, needs some tweaking, but overall, like a good day.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun, like competitive, but also semi-casual PvP minigame that you can do from time to time. And like Adam said before, actually, one of the things he mentioned would be really cool to have maybe 10 teams, 20 teams with only 10 or 20 players rather than the 50. Then more action would happen, less stale moments, and just throughout clans fighting other clans. That should be really cool too.
I think it's finally time, guys. I've really enjoyed this post-event discussion, but I think it's finally time for the announcement that the players have no idea they're so excited for yet.
Oh, yeah! The announcement. Oh!
Did we announce an announcement? I don't think we did this time.
We haven't really.
No.
We've kind of talked a little bit about it. This is kind of coming out of nowhere, but it's the right place to do it. It's the right time to do it.
Yeah, this is super exciting. I'll let you do the honors, Chris.
All right. Well, as many of you know in the Twitch chat, I'm sure, RuneFest is around the corner. That is September 23rd coming up. And many of our favorite content creators are coming and flying across the world to see you guys at RuneFest. However, we are hosting a Dead Man tournament. And with the Dead Man tournament comes 5 days of very difficult grinding, and you have to play. You You have to play for grindy hours, like 10 hours a day, to do well in the Deadman tournament. How are these guys coming from across the world going to manage that with the jet lag and all that? Well, we've decided we're going to make streamer houses. We are going to make Deadman mansions a thing. We have 2 teams of 5 individuals on each team, 10 of your favorite streamers, a few of them on this stage. We'll have some more information on our Twitter, but these guys will be living in these houses, streaming daily content, producing incredible videos, Snapchats, anything you can possibly think of.
It's gonna
And
be
they're all
wild.
playing under the same roof. There are challenges. We have challenges, including people saying, first player of the first night to fall asleep loses their team X points. Let's have a cooking challenge. Let's say, go make a RuneScape-related item. The best team wins. Anything of the sorts. We're going to lean on the community for ideas there, but we're going to have forfeits. The losing teams will have to wear embarrassing articles of clothing for the next day's live stream. Maybe wax some chest hair. We'll get there when we get there, but regardless, the 5 days leading up to RuneFest, September 23rd, that is September, I believe, 17th will be beginning officially, but it's the 18th is the Monday that starts, but they all move in on the 17th. We're going to have such incredible live streams for that entire week. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Can I ask, when you pitched it, did you like think Celebrity Love Island but RuneScape?
Do you know what? When we pitched it, I said to the streamers, I'm going to give you your privacy. This isn't going to be a GoPro in every corner of the room. We're going to show a lot, but we're going to give you a little privacy. We're going to let them stream in their own time, and we'll have some fun with it. But imagine the pranks going on in the houses. You guys have already told me.
Elliot and I have already started, talking about this. The pranks we're not playing all the live streams.
We've got so many ideas.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm really excited for it.
There was a prank in specific you told me you were going to pull on Torvesta. I'm really looking forward to that.
We can't leak it here, can we?
No, don't leak it here.
I can't even remember this prank. Was it a good
I'll
one?
remind you, it was a good one, yeah.
Okay, you'll have to remind me later on so I don't forget.
Okay, guys, we'll get the hashtag and everything up on our Twitter. So just go ahead and follow @OldSchoolRS. We'll have a news post, I believe, is up on the website now. And of course, remember September 18th until the 23rd, you will find the best RuneScape content you've ever watched. The Deadman tournament this year around, or this season around, is going to be absolutely incredible. That being said, I think we're just about ready to conclude this thing. I can't wait to see the community's reaction here. Any final words for Wilderness Wars, guys?
I've got to say huge congratulations to the people winning the money, like life-changing amounts, perhaps. It depends if you keep it or you split it with your team. Vintage, are you in clan Vintage? If so, how did you guys enter and not tell me? I'm quite perplexed with that one.
We'll have to figure it out. We've got a lot of digging to do. I think MMORPG, he wouldn't tell us anything. We were like, who is playing for your team? It was a top secret.
Yeah, he was really good at keeping that one quiet. Like, not even we knew. He, like us, we started a DM group and stuff and said, if you've got any information that you want to share with us but you don't want anyone else to know, then feel free to message us privately. He said, look, I've got a team. I'm not telling anyone who's in this team, so fair play.
I want to say a massive thank you as well to everyone here, actually at Insomnia as well, that's come to watch the event live. Give you guys a round of applause.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Cheers,
well,
guys.
Of course, Multiplay for hosting this event with us. You guys for hosting. All the streamers on the stage that have come here as well this weekend to take part. And yeah, it's been a really fantastic event. Thank you, Chris.
And thanks to the two of you guys. Awesome job again. It's what we come to expect from you boys.
Thank you. No surprises there. You guys always outperform.
Aww.
Cheers, Chris.
That being said, guys, keep in mind, mark the date, September 18th to September 23rd, RuneFest, Deadman Streamer Mansions. It's going to be incredible. You will not want to miss it. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching Wilderness Wars, and we'll see you in September.
Ciao.
Cheers. Thank you.
It's step up time, a bullet in the chamber. And ready or not, got a date with danger. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Meet you in the crew, down the sound of death blow. Rise up against invasion. Daughters and sons of a new machine gun. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Meet you in the crew, deliver a death blow. Let's go, meet you in the crew, deliver a death blow. Get back up, what are you waiting for? This time I'm overplaying with this plight, but I'm still handcuffed, all gag face down to the floor, and I'm waiting while I'm hating what I'm waiting for. It's time to take a hold of what belongs to me. It's time to walk away with no apologies. Voices in the mirror start crying and leave. Now I'm screaming back at night. Holding on to my hands and mind fading. This is my birthright. I'm so sick of feeling like I'm helpless. This is over tonight. Don't back off your asses to the wall again, and I'm just sick of wasting so much time. And yes, it's true, you're a fool if you think you were born to be waiting while you're hating what you're waiting for. It's time to take a hold of what belongs to me. It's time to walk away with no apologies. Voices in the mirror start crying and leave. Now I'm screaming back at night. Holding on to my hands and mind fading. This is my birthright. I'm so sick of feeling like I'm hopeless. This is over How come it's so worthwhile with my heart in the depths and my face in the ground? It's time to uproot myself and move on. How come I'm making sound when my mouth and my lungs are both fused to the ground? It's time to uproot myself and move on. Voices in my head have all begun to sing. The voices in your head have all begun to sing. Sure as hell hope are you listening. Sure as hell hope you're listening. It's time to take a hold of what belongs to me. It's time to walk away with no apologies. Voices in the mirror start